Music and Madness podcast, and I'm your guest, or my guest tonight is Scooter, and I'm your host, Tom Owen. And we got some good reverb going. There we go. All right, so hey.
That was cool. I thought we were going to sing or something.
I thought so too. I was looking
some scales.
We had your phone up. We had your phone up. We turned it down.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so hey, tonight we've got a legend of the Villages. Scooter the DJ has been coming here since 1998.
Late 1998, yeah.
That's
crazy.
That's a long time. I was here the first time in 2006 and saw you, and you've been.
So Sumter had already opened.
Yeah.
Because it opened in 04.
Sumter was open, and you were just drawing the crowds in back then, and today you still draw the crowds in.
Sorta.
No, I think you still do a pretty doggone good job.
Thank you.
So hopefully tonight our listeners will get to know you a little bit better, and a little bit about you. When they see you in action, you're just all about being in action and getting that dance floor going. You do a great job.
Thank you. I'm a blessed guy, lucky guy.
What got you into DJing in the first place, and how did you come up with the name Scooter?
This is a funny story. I was sitting in a fraternity meeting in 1980. Bunch of crazy college guys. It was an athletic fraternity. I was a swimmer, and I'm sitting in this meeting, and I'm sitting in the back. I'm cutting up. I'm not paying attention, And the guy's he's delegating out. He says, "Hey, we have the college center. We have the auditorium. We have the center, and it fits like 2,000 people. And you guys are going to get the kegs together, and you guys are going to sell tickets, and Scooter's going to DJ, and you guys are going to pick up the sound system at the music store." And then I'm like, I didn't even hear him. So somebody towards the end goes, "Oh, that's cool. You're going to DJ." I'm like, "What do you mean I'm going to DJ? DJ what?" He goes, "You're doing the party." I collected 45, so I had the music. So I was the only guy in the fraternity that could do it, physically do it. So I had to do it. I had to go down to a music store. Now DJs weren't even really happening back then. This was 1980. I mean, they were just starting out. I started college in 78. We went down to the music store, and they had a coffin set up with the two Techniques 1200 turntables and the mixer in the middle, Yep. And he taught me how to put the record on and back it up a little bit so that when I hit start, it would start on time. It wouldn't go woo, Yeah. And so I learned the whole thing. I mean, I learned on the fly. I had no idea what I was doing. But I was smart enough to group the music together. Like, that was a great time in music, the late 70s, the 80s, because you still had the rock and roll. You had the, you had the Leonard Skinner, you had the, the Free, you had All Right Now. You had great rock and roll that you could dance to. 38 Special, so much good rock and roll you could dance to. And then the disco era had started, and then you had movies like Animal House that had come out. You make me want to shout. So you had all these party songs, and then now the 80s were starting to come in with all that crazy new wave stuff. So it was a great time, and I just got lucky. I did that party and with my college guys, and it was packed. It was like the second weekend back at college. I don't know if you've ever been to I can't believe I went to college, but the second week back, everybody's there. Like the first week back, a lot of people go back home and get more stuff, and then the second week, everybody's there. So it was insane. It was a great party, and so here's a funny story. It was a Saturday night, so Sunday the music store's closed. Right. You can't turn the equipment back in. Yeah. I don't know if you remember back then, but the speakers were massive
and heavy,
and using amp racks. There weren't any powered speakers back then, so you're using amp racks, and oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I had to get it back to my dorm, go up a 4th floor elevator, and then into my room. And our rooms were tiny. We barely had room for anything in our dorm room. So I'm climbing over these speakers the next morning, like, oh my gosh. And then the phone starts ringing. "Dude, are you available? Great party last night. How much do you charge? Are you available on this?" I'm like, I don't know. I had no idea. All of a sudden I was in business. It was crazy. It was just crazy. And it cost me $64 to rent the equipment. I remember that. The speakers, the coffin, cables and all, $64. And if I got them on a Friday and a Saturday both, they would give me a break on the price. Like one night would be half price or whatever.
And then you could use them on Sunday for free.
Exactly. They weren't even open. I probably could have. Yeah. So I don't think I ever did that, actually, now that you say that. I should have set them up in a quad somewhere, That would have been funny. But yeah, that's how it all started, man. It was totally accidental.
So did you continue on to college, or did you just take it?
I did. I kept going another year or so, because I graduated in 82. So I, 81, and then spring of 82, I came down to Florida to intern at Disney, because my roommate before me had done it. And he was like a canoer on not the Jungle Cruise, but the canoes that went around the Magic Kingdom where the ferry boats were. It was Tom Sawyer Canoes, I think they were called. Yeah, and he did that, and he had a funny spiel, like a Jungle Cruise type spiel, you know. And we would have parties, and he would do his spiel. And I was like, oh, that's great. I want to go. So I went, and I was going to work in foods. I don't know why they were going to throw me in foods. But just before I got thrown into foods, I was a lifeguard. I was a swimmer, so I'd been a lifeguard. And they said, hey, we're really short lifeguards. Would you mind, you know, getting your 15 credits and being a lifeguard? I'm like, are you kidding me? Sold.
Yeah.
So I was a lifeguard. It was great. I was a lifeguard for that whole semester, and then I went back to graduate. I went back, walked across the stage, got my diploma. And Disney, before I left, they said, "Hey, we'll offer you a lead position, which was entry-level management." And boom, I was entry-level management at Disney, and because I had nothing to do, you know, they were, "What are you going to do now?" I'm going to Disney World. It was funny.
How long did you stay at Disney?
I was there 3 years to the day as a cast member, as an employee, and I was trying to move up. Like they said, if you want to move up, you got to learn all the different areas. So I went into guest services as a lead. I went to the front desk as a lead. I trained the graveyard shift, did bellman, you know, everything you needed to know in the hotel business I was trying to learn. And then 3 years to the day, they offered me management. And they offered me, and I'd always been DJing on the side. You know, it was like a side hustle on the side. And they offered me like $350 a week management. And I'm going, what?
Yeah.
Because I can make that in one day as a DJ.
Yeah.
And that's when the light bulb went off. You know, that's when it went off. And I went, wow, no thank you. And I left. I went back down to an hourly employee, and I left. And because on the slow seasons of the DJing, I'd go out there and lifeguard a little bit, you know, and then I would DJ. And it built up and it built up and built up. My big break was Disney. I end up, boom, I become a vendor at Disney, of all places. I knew some guys. I met some guys from working overtime in the Magic Kingdom. I met a sound tech in the Magic Kingdom, and they were doing grad nights. And there was one other DJ at Disney when I was there, and he was playing oldies. He was an oldies guy, and he had great hit 45s like I did, and he was playing oldies. And it was funny. All he had was oldies, though. And I would walk into a room, like sometimes I'd be in a room down in the Contemporary down the hall, and he'd be in another room down the hall. And the text would go, watch this, the next song would be this. I'm like, how'd you know that? And the next song would be this. How'd you know that? He did the same exact oldies in the exact same order every show. It's so bad that the text had his show down. So it was really funny. So I came in, and I got a big break. There was a big craft convention when Epcot opened. Geez, I could talk all night. There was a craft convention, and they came into town, and they were so big they had to split their group in half. So one night there was a group out of California called Papa Do Run Run. They did the Beach Boys, they did all that Jan and Dean type stuff, and they did it as good as the Beach Boys originally did it. They were a really good band, and they put me down in a smaller room with a group called the Bel Air Bandits. And they were a spinoff from Papa Do Run Run. Both of these bands were out of California. Because remember, a lot of Disney people had come from California.
Right.
So these guys come in, the Bel Air Bandits and me, and I played their band breaks. And the other DJ played the Papa Do Run Run band breaks. Same guy, they could tell you what songs he was going to play. So we're playing, and we kind of looked at each other, me and the Bel Air Bandits, and we're like, we got nothing to lose. We're just a filler room. So we get playing, and within an hour, our room is packed. I mean, it's jamming. They're having to put security at the door. If two came in, two could go. You know, two left, two could come in type deal. So it was insane, and we're looking at each other. We're like, man, this is great. They must have a lot of people, right? So at the end of the night, we're packing up, and we see the Disney people arguing. You know, they're like, whoa. We're like, what are they talking about? Turns out they wanted to switch. The craft people wanted to put us in the other room and put the other band down here. They're like, these guys rock. Put these guys down there. And Disney's like, no. We'll rearrange it so that the crowd is steered that way. Because when you came up the escalator, boom, we were right there. So a lot of people came in our room, apparently, according to Disney. So the next night, what do you think the craft people are going to do? They're going to go tell the other half that's coming tonight, you know,
where to go
to the small room. Those guys rock.
Yeah.
So we got another packed night, and it was insane. And then all the salespeople from Disney were there going, "Who is this kid? Who is that? This is a great band. Who's that DJ?" Because they'd only known the other DJ. So that was my big break. The Disney guys got me in there, and it was all to a sound tech. A sound tech got me in there because he gave Talent Booking my number. He said, "This guy's playing all oldies. This guy has all kinds of music. Call him." And that's how I got in. It was crazy. Just luck.
Well, I mean, you do a great job of getting people up. Like I said, every time we see in the squares, people are on their feet, they're moving.
Isn't it crazy?
It is. So, playing in the Villages, what is your favorite part about performing here in the Villages? What's kind of the favorite thing of every show? Is there anything that you can't wait to do in your bag of tricks every night?
Wow. You know, it's funny.
Because you got a lot of we'll get into that in a while, but yeah, you got a lot of props.
It's funny. Different seasons are different. You know, you have kids one season. You know, when kids are out of school, I'll have more kids.
Yep.
You know, and then when it's more villagers, I'll have more line dancers, and they'll want to do the line dance stuff. And the funny thing about that was when I came back in '98, the first 2 hours were solid line dancing, and I'm like, what is this stuff? You know, all these. They were into it. I'm like, I'd never.
And line dancing to stuff that you'd never imagined to. Yeah.
I made fun of them.
Yeah.
I had fun. I would joke with them and tease them, and I made fun of them. And it's funny. And then I started trying a couple of them, and I'm like, oh, now I get it. I see why you love this. Number one, it's great exercise.
Yeah.
And then number two, it's like being a drummer, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's all 8 counts in line dancing. And once you learn 4 8 counts, you got the dance, you know. Now that's the kind I do. Some people do these like 64 count, you know, 2 tag. There's so many different intricacies of line dancing that I don't even go to. I mean, because I'm an amateur. And I tell people, if you want to do amateur line dancing, come to my show, because I don't get into the real, you know, good.
It's great exercise,
crazy.
and it's also cognitive. It's good cognitive, you know, keeping
I
that
read a
rhythm
story
going.
on Yahoo that it keeps Alzheimer's away. Your brain's got to talk to your feet. And I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
It really is. It's crazy.
So maybe it should be Dr. Scooter. Maybe that's
Yeah.
You're saving Alzheimer's patients.
Yeah. So like they would do the line dance would be the first 2 hours, and then those guys would literally pack their stuff and go. So the second 2 hours was just party music. I've been doing the YMCA. The props were coming out. I'm doing all the YMCA stuff and like regular electric slide, like the electric slide, regular line dancing, cha-cha slide, all the ones that you hear at every party. But I got more into because I did audience participation dances at Disney. They kind of told you that, hey, we want you to do more if you got any tricks in your bag, you know. So I would go to DJ shows. I would go to DJ conventions, and I would learn like audience participation dances. And I didn't go there to steal them. I would go there to go, oh, I can do that. Only I can make it better. You know, I can scooterize it is what I called it. I would scooterize it and do things. You know, like the pizza. I do a dance called the pizza dance where you literally make pizzas. You make a circle, you shake the flour off, you spin the pizza, and then you put it in the oven and you turn. So it's a great kids dance. The kids love it. So, you know, I'm making pizzas out there. The guys that did it on stage, I actually got into Las Vegas at a DJ show. And he had these beautiful Las Vegas looking girls up there with him and everything. It was kind of funny. But anyway, I kind of I PJ-13'd it down, you know, a little bit and made it funny and kind of scooterized it. And man, some of those dances just went viral in the Villages.
So what's your secret of getting those people out there? I mean, I think I'll tell you what I think your secret is, man, you just got high energy. You got great audience engagement. What can you add to that as for what, how you
thank
can
you.
spell that?
You
Yeah, I
know,
mean, you really do. That's one of the
thank
things
you,
that your audience engagement is off the chart, because I can be walking through the square, I know that you're up there. I can hear that. Seriously,
Right.
you just see the momentum and the excitement.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun when you come on at 5 and it's so hot, you know, and there's nobody out there, and you're going, man, this is going to be tough. But then all of a sudden, within 15 minutes, you got a full dance floor, and you're like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
It's so hot, and they're still dancing. The line dancers especially, they're crazy. They'll dance to anything. I always make a joke that they'll dance to the funeral march. You know, I say, hey, next one coming up, funeral march. Bum, 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 bum. They'll come up.
If they can count to 8, they're going to do it.
Yeah, they would come up with a dance to that. It's hilarious. But, yeah, some of the days in the summer, like when I met Jay Osmond he used to come to my shows, and he played in the Villages a couple times. And I told him, I said, man, it's brutal. I said, in the summertime, it is brutal. One of the entertainers in the Villages was saying, I saw an article that he had said that the Villages was his dream to play the Villages squares. And I'm like, man, be careful what you're wishing for. It's brutal in the summertime. You know, if you're watching this and you've ever been to the squares in the summertime, it can be in the 90s. The sun, Brownwood, you're facing the bleachers. The sun will go down right over Prima, the steakhouse over there, and it'll come in there and just cook you. And it's so nice of the Villages, though. They hook us up with that cooler of water. Man, I drink that whole thing. I'll have 2 or 3 of them, on the stage, and then I'll have the rest of them on the way home. It's insane.
Well, and it's 4 hours long.
Yes.
If you're the entertainer, it's probably more than 4 by the time you get set up and all that stuff. And not that people coming in and out in shifts, but that kind of does happen. You got your early birds and your line dancers, and then, like you said, your later night stuff.
But back to your question, I just try to get people. I want them, to come to the Villages and just have a good time. I try to get them up. It's free entertainment. And even once people get up, I might joke, "Hey, wow, we got so many people on the dance floor. You people sitting down are starting to look silly." Just to put that in their head. It's okay to act like an. If I'm acting like an idiot, you're free to do it too. Come on, and a lot of times they will. They'll come out. It's pretty cool.
So what song is guaranteed to get people up on their feet?
Ooh, in the Villages, it's that Electric Slide, the line.
Oh,
dance.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll play that twice usually a show, once early and once late. Because after 7, we kind of have a turnover, and the party crowd comes out after 7, and the early birds will kind of go by then, or they'll go to dinner maybe and then go somewhere. But yeah, that's a big one. I got a song. It's a viral song, and it's funny. I can't do a show without. It's every once in a while I'll do the square without getting asked to play it. I call it the burger dance. Some people call it the fast food song. I went to DJ Otzi's website, and you probably heard there's a remake of the Bruce Chanel song, "Hey, hey, baby,
yeah.
I want to know if you'll be my girl." And it goes, "Hey, hey, baby, ooh, ah." Even Rocky's doing that now when he does it. It's kind of funny. But I went to this guy's website to get that song, because back then when it came out, you couldn't just buy it. You had to go to their site and download it and the whole deal, pay for it. So I go there, and his site opens up with this video of this guy on stage. It was him, and he's going, the Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and the Pizza Hut, McDonald's. I'm like, what the heck is this? And all these kids are in the field doing McDonald's. So I sped it up. I brought it home and I sped it up a little bit, and at the very end I really sped it up to end it. And I kind of, like I said, I scooterized it. Yeah. Like he goes, the Pizza Hut. So I doubled that. I went, the Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I doubled the tempo, and man, it just went viral. People would come, "When's the burger dance?" So we missed the burger dance. I mean, for years I've been there. I've been 98 I came. So what is that? 27 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first 15, 20 years, they were like, "When's the burger dance? Did you do it yet?" So I would do that twice a night. That was another one that was viral for me.
Still do it? Still play it?
Still do it. Every once in a while,
right?
I still do it. Yeah. I do. There's a funny one. There's a Indian song from Bollywood, the movie.
Yeah.
And I totally went to the YouTube. I went to YouTube videos. And I saw them dancing to it, And I took the dance moves, and I made a dance to that song. It's Om Shanti Om. That's the name of the song. It's an Indian song. And literally, I'm telling people, put the light bulbs in. You just got a home in the Villages. Put the light bulbs in, stuff like that. And totally made this dance up. I'm at a party the other night. This is 27 years later. These ladies are like, "Hey, do the Indian song." It was so funny. I was just Sawgrass. I was playing Sawgrass. And these ladies down front wanted me to do that.
So do you have a
crazy.
choreographer background, or are you just something you picked up? And
something I just picked up at these DJ conventions. I went to New Jersey. New Jersey has a good DJ convention. They do a lot of audience participation songs. A guy actually took my burger dance. He saw me do it down here, took it up there, won DJ of the year with that dance. I'm like, dude, with my version.
With your version.
Yeah, it was funny. But anyway, I would go to those shows. I mean, I got a lot back from them. I have a dance to Wild Wild West by Will Smith. Just different. I used to do that at Disney. The car wash dance. They do a dance to the car wash, like you're washing the car. I got that back when I was at Disney. Some stuff just pops in your head. Like I do, like YMCA. I'll go lowercase, instead of doing YMCA, I'll do lowercase, do it like this. And that just popped in my head one night. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I'm keeping that,
Because everybody did it.
Everybody did it. Everybody did it. People were laughing. Yeah.
Well, that is the one thing about the audience participation is they're reading, they're taking what you're saying for the gospel. That is, it's great. It's phenomenal.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Some people think I'm a teacher because I'll go, you do the lowercase in case we have retired teachers out here. And they'll laugh, and they're, oh, he must have been a teacher. Yeah. They just assume that I was a teacher. I was never a teacher.
Do you do it in cursive at all?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I do. Right? I do. It's funny you say that. Yeah, towards the end, I go, do cursive. Yeah. And I go, if it's too fast for you, you got to do 2 M's on the capital M. Yeah. That's funny you said that. Yeah. So one night, that just popped in my head, cursive. And now I do sign language. I was playing in one of the clubs, one of the bars during COVID, and this table was totally ignoring me. And I played YMCA, and I see them over there doing the, they're going, YMCA. They taught it to me.
Yeah.
It was so, I'm like, now I know why you guys are ignoring me. They couldn't hear me.
So you play all the different squares. Do you find there's any differences or different personalities and stuff from square to square?
Big time.
Okay, well, tell us.
Have you heard this one yet?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Spanish Springs is always was always my favorite because it's where I started.
You probably spent a lot of time there.
Started there, yeah.
I saw you there in 2006. I can tell you that for
sure.
Well,
every Friday back when the entertainment regime that was over us then, every Friday was DJ night because that was the only square. It was before Sumter opened. It was the only square, and every Friday because the line dancers basically demanded. I mean, they were like, they probably got on their phones and called entertainment. So every Friday night was a DJ night, and then we would get a roving one. We would get like if a band couldn't be, I don't know why, but we would get a roving DJ night too. And I was like there was like 4 DJs back then. At least, I know of at least 4 guys that have DJed when I was there. So it changed, and then, so Spanish Springs is like the older crowd now. I mean, those guys, shoot, I'm 65 now and I started in my 40s.
Yeah.
So, my late 30s, early 40s. So all those people that I knew, most of them have passed away now, which really sucks. It's really crazy. You get to know these guys, and then you find out they've died, or that's the toughest thing here. But Spanish Springs is definitely the older, and then Sumter, you never know what you're gonna get. I call it a grab bag. Sumter can be young people, it can be older people. You never know what Sumter's gonna be. But Sumter's great because it's so big.
Yeah.
It's really cool to fill that square. And then Brownwood, I remember when Brownwood first opened in 2012 or 13, whenever it was. That one was so slow. I mean, it was dead.
There wasn't much going on here for a long time. Yep.
There was nothing south of 44 here.
Right.
There was nothing. There was nothing. And now there's so much south of 44 that Brownwood is packed. Yeah. I mean, you could put your pet parrot out there and it'd be packed. I mean, it's just always. There's people walking around. You can always get them in. So I love Brownwood, and Brownwood for me is a blast because you only face one direction. You don't have to worry about people behind you.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Sawgrass. You're facing one direction. You got the train car behind you. So Sawgrass is awesome. I like those two areas.
And now we got Eastport.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. I got to drive down there.
Are you? I'm sure you're.
I've been in Middleton, but I haven't. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, I don't want to take anything for granted. Yeah.
Well, look, there's people that love you at all these squares. There's no reason they wouldn't take and send you down there.
Man. I would love to play there. Yeah, and they say that stage is right on the water. Have you seen it? I haven't been down there yet.
Yeah, just briefly. It is. It's on the water. It's a totally different setup. It's a different vibe, and from what I understand, they're going to try some different things down there. Again, it's a little bit different demographics. You got Spanish Springs all the way down, and the demographics change all the way.
Right. And, they definitely change. Yes.
Yeah. It's still, man. We're Villages fans. My wife and I couldn't think of any other place to live. There's so much going on, and
I know. I love to watch people sometimes online crack on the Villages.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
are
you just crazy? This is nothing. It's crazy.
And they do such a great job of managing this thing so that these facilities are always clean, always looking great.
Yes.
Flowers are looking great.
Yes.
And
those amenity fees are put to good use. That's for sure.
And it's not a killer.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not unreasonable. It's
I lived in the
thing.
Villages for about a year and a half, And my wife and I got married. We had too much stuff, so
Yeah.
I couldn't stay because we had too much stuff. I had cargo van. And I couldn't. They didn't want that in your driveway, and I don't blame them. Look, I mean, it didn't have any logos or anything on it, which is cool. So they let me get away with it. I was in for like a year and a half, but now we have an RV. We got all these things we couldn't,
Yeah.
keep in the villages. So that's why we're outside the villages. But man, I love it here. I love it here.
You've played probably thousands of shows here. What do you
Thousands.
have? What is the most memorable? Do you have any most memorable thing that's
I got
happened?
several.
Well,
I could tell you.
We got 35 minutes. So
I
we
got
got
several. I was playing. This is a great story. I was playing Spanish Springs one night. This was probably over 20 years ago, and it was one of those cold nights. And they shut the squares down at 47 degrees. I don't know if people know
Yep.
that. And it's even the feels like temperature. I mean, I for me it's not bad, but I can't imagine playing a guitar or something.
Right.
That's got to be brutal. So anyway, we're playing, and I'm going, man, it's kind of cool out, and it's like 7 o'clock and the square's just packed. And there's a lot of young people there. And I'm like, where are all these young people coming from? Well, it turns out there was a Penn State band in town.
Okay.
Their marching band was in town. And they're staying at that Marriott Town Suites right down the road from Spanish Springs. And I guess they had nothing better to do. They'd already eaten, and they come out about 7 o'clock. And it was probably already, I think all the other squares closed at 7 o'clock. So it had to be after 2013. So it had to be maybe about 10 years ago. 10 or 15 years. I don't know. But anyway, so we're at Spanish Springs, and we're just going away, and it's cold. We're just going away. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's getting colder and colder and colder. So by 9 o'clock, we went all the way to 9 o'clock, and those kids were so much fun. They're doing all my dances, and the square's just packed, and everybody's just watching them and watching me and watching. We're just watching everything. It was so much fun. It's one of those shows. And at the end, one of the bartenders comes by. He goes, we're the only square that's still open. I go, we are? He goes, yeah, dude, it's like 31 degrees right now. It was 31 degrees.
Wow.
It didn't even feel like it. I'm like sweating. We had so much fun that night. I couldn't believe the temperature was 31 degrees. But that was one. Wow. Let me see. Memorable moments on the squares. We had a lady actually broke her leg right in the middle of the dance floor. Some kid came and undercut her somehow, and they had to see. When I was at Disney, you had to just keep going. They told you, don't draw attention to it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And even to this day, I still do that. I don't want to draw attention.
Right. Right. Because you don't want all the people to
gather around.
Focus there.
Yeah,
you want them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't. Nobody told me to stop, so I just kind of kept going. We've had incidents like that. Man, I've had proposals, wedding proposals. I had a guy come up and just like, stop my show. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, hey, can I use your microphone? I'm like, no, you can't use my microphone. Are you crazy? So he goes, well, can you come down here with me and can you hold it down to my, I'm like, what are you talking about? And here he comes and his whole family, he'd gotten his whole family together and they literally lined, it was a Sumter Landing, and they lined from my steps down, they lined both sides, and she was at the other end like, what is going on? And he goes down and gets her and kind of brings her out by the hand. And I hold the mic there, and he, proposes to her. And she, thank God, she said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole place goes crazy. It was really funny. I go, well, what's the first dance? Let's go. And I played a song for him, and they danced together. And that's happened before too. Like a couple will come out still in their wedding tuxedo and wedding dresses, and I'll go, oh, cool, this is the reception, huh? And they're like, yeah. And just some crazy stuff like that. We've had a few, we've had some overly drunk people. I had a lady actually come on stage and try to like get all over me, like hugging on me. And I'm looking over, my wife is like right on the other side of the stage. And I'm like waiting for her to come over and like help me out. And she's taking pictures. Yeah, she's loving this. Oh, this is great. Yeah. This is great. She's taking pictures. My wife is hilarious. Very funny lady. But yeah, stuff like that. I mean, just some of the really cool things. I was at Brownwood one night, and this family, and they came up to me at the very end of their show, and they have an autistic son, and they go, "This is our son, so and so, and he loves your show, and he does the YMCA, he does the dances, he loves the YMCA, and some of the dances I do, and I mean, his parents had me like I was like in tears almost, just listening to them, because they said he would never go out. He would never, do anything until he came to your show. and now he's out of his shell, and I'm just like, oh, I just
that's cool stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool stuff. And you'll get like, I had a lady one night say, I've been up in Philadelphia and I just got through chemo. I just got rid of breast cancer. I just got told I was cancer free, and I've just been in the dumps, and I came to your show, and now I'm, thank you so much. And I'm just like, wow, it's stuff like that. You don't realize
the impact that you have. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know everybody's story,
Exactly.
I'm just up there being a clown, trying to get people going. And man, I just thinking about that gives me chills. It's crazy.
So is there any particular set list that you kind of have in your mind, or are you just a crowd reader?
I kind of wing it, man.
Wing it,
I really,
yeah.
like, I know what the line dancers want. I know there's, because some of these line dances will go viral. I kind of follow them on Facebook, and like Ed Sheeran Shivers was big for a while. Tipsy, the Shabuzi song, there's a line dance to that. There's certain songs that, and then what I'll do is I'll take another song and I'll go back to back. I might do the same dance only faster. I'll scooterize that, like I was saying before. And but it's so fun. I can't believe I'm doing line dancing. And when I play Edna's, you ever been down to Edna's?
Yeah.
Edna's
Yeah.
on the green. I
Yeah.
love those guys. Shout out to Edna's. Go down there if you get a chance. Beer and wine and food. And I'll play down, like I'm down there Thursday from 12 to 3, and we'll teach the line dances. Because some people come to the square and they're like, how do I learn these? How do I learn these? Because sometimes it's too crowded to stop and teach them.
Yeah.
I did the other night, though. I think you guys were at Brownwood. I did that night. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Depending on the crowd. If the crowd's like, shut up and play the song, then I won't.
Yeah.
I might play the songs for them and let them do the dances that they know. And then everybody else, because everybody can dance to Shabuzi, everybody can dance to Shivers, in some of those songs. So, but I tell people, hey, come down to Edna's and we will literally show you how to do the songs. We'll show you how to do the dances. And
So that's kind of preset, so they kind of know that, hey, that's where I can go, and
yeah.
Scooter's got a little patience that night or that day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, and early on, talking about early on in the
Yeah.
night, like the 5 o'clock really hot time.
Yeah.
That's a good time to teach people the dances. That's a good time. People will come up and literally, they'll bring their drinks even and learn, so that's a good time for me to do that.
In of all ages. I mean, absolutely of all ages.
All ages. I'll even
Yeah.
tease the kids. I'm like, hey, you got to be 55 years old to get out here because we're trying to kill this generation of line dancing off.
Yes.
And they'll laugh. And and some of the kids, oh my gosh, it's really popular with the kids even. They're getting into it.
Line dancing's going nowhere. I mean, it's not going away. It's here to stay.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it is. It's great exercise. And
I was like, it's going nowhere, though, when I first started doing it. I'm like, who does this stuff, you know? And, man, it's addicting. Once you learn them, and I can't believe I'm saying that, actually, because I used to think they were zombies. Like, I still tease them. I'll be like, okay, smile in 5, 6, ready, smile. Because sometimes they'll be so focused on the dance that they look like zombies. And I'll joke about, we got this guy named Bob. Last I heard, he was like 86 years old. And the guy's got size 20 boats or like 14 feet, whatever they are. This guy knows every dance I do, but he does them like baby steps until he gets them. And he does these little tiny steps. And so I tell people when they learn, smaller steps, be like Bob.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Bob's probably learning in his patio villa. That's why the small steps came from.
Something, man. He's good. He picks them up like that. I wonder if back in a previous life he was some kind of dancer or something. Some Fred Astaire kind of guy, It's funny.
So, what trends do you see that's changed since you've been coming to the villages?
Wow.
I mean, you've been here a long time. There's definitely
been here a long time. They were more into the props and the entertainment when I first started. I got a lot of the props with me. Like when I still do some of them. Like when I do the electric slide, I have an airport runway set up. And
we got them.
I saw
grab a couple of them.
Let me grab those. Yeah, let me grab them.
I think your headphones. Another.
Is that my headphones?
They might have wanted. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, here we go. Are we on?
We're still live.
We're still doing the live show here. Okay. So, I can use your headphones, but I would put these headphones on.
Okay.
And I would do the whole this vest and some people that didn't know the dances, Wait, here we go. I'd be like, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick. And it's funny, people are like, where'd the props come from? They kind of came, I was bored. I was literally bored. And my wife was always teasing me, you don't communicate very well.
So you need sign language.
Yeah. So I would do stuff like this, to communicate. But it was funny. And I have some rollers. Rocky loves this joke. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is good. I got to get these.
Oh, that is awesome right there.
Clean it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know where this idea came from, but yeah. I don't know if the headphones are going over the rollers, but and then I would get the drumsticks out, and I'd be like doing the ladies and gentlemen, Rocky in the rollers, because Rocky's been such a big icon here,
Yeah.
for so many years as well, like me. When I first came, there was a guy. Oh gosh, he's a pastor now. I'm sure you've heard of him. Up in Wearsdale. He was the guy. I mean, he was like Elvis here. His shows packed. He played Katie Bells. My wife would nail his name in a heartbeat. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But this guy, he would do a tribute to the veterans. I mean, he did a whole show. And he was like a Vegas show. He would come out and play, his band would play. And then, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, boom, here he would come. And, it's going to come to me. I can't think of it. I don't know. But really good dude, really good singer and good entertainer. And he was the guy. And then Rocky and I kind of were like the second wave. And, and then all the other bands came in. And I've been blessed. I thought sure I was going to be booted, because the entertainment group that runs it now, they wanted all bands, and I'd heard, oh my gosh, it's going to go all bands, so I guess I'll be out. But they sent me an email, hey, don't worry, you're going to hear that it's all bands, but we want to keep you involved because you're more of an entertainer. And
it's all about getting the people out, getting them to move, getting them to buy drinks, getting them to the squares in general.
Yeah.
But I'd have to guess that you get more people dancing than a lot of the bands. There are a lot of the bands that people they're there to listen so much, but not dance so much.
You just nailed it. You were asking me earlier what the trend has changed. The trend now is they want to watch the bands. The bands were always dance bands. They always got people dancing.
Yeah.
And now the only one that I think is there's a few that still get them dancing, like Blonde Ambition, But even Blonde Ambition, you can dance. All their stuff is danceable, but they still stand there and watch them.
Yeah, is standing on the dance floor.
Yeah,
yeah,
and just watch them. And I've never talked to them. I've got to ask them what that's like with just the people, because I'm sure they're used to the crowd dancing more.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know him by name, but the older gentleman who does all of the crazy.
I know this guy.
Does he must come to your shows at some point, or you've seen him?
He used to. He used to come. Son of a gun, what is his name?
But he'd get down on the floor and spin around and all that crazy
on one
stuff.
hand and bounce around. Yeah, he's awesome. Somebody told me he wasn't a villager, but I think he might be now, that he owned a fence company or something. He was a businessman and came up here, and I don't know, but he's a hoot. He's a really nice man too. He's funny.
So what do you think that people feel when they leave the show after a scooter show? Exhausted, probably some of them.
Yeah, they probably want a refund. Besides a refund. Yeah. That's one of my jokes too. I'm like, I'll refund your money. And I'm the only entertainer in the Villages that'll double and triple.
That's right.
What you paid to get in. So mark that down. But
it is comedy. You've got some, you've learned that over the years and how to make people laugh, and that's half of it,
Yeah, I was a class clown as a kid. I tell this story on the square. I had an 8th grade teacher literally pull me out of class by the ear one time. I was cutting up in the back of the class, and she comes down the aisle, and she grabs me by the ear and pulls me. It was so embarrassing, and it was the best thing she could ever done. She took me out in the hallway, and she let go of my ear, and she said, you know what? You're a funny kid. She said, you make me laugh more than any kid I've ever taught, but not in my classroom. Do not do that in my classroom. It was the best thing she ever did because she motivated me
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well as,
Yeah.
as chastised me. She was, wow.
You're a great.
I'll never
you're
forget
a great
it.
comic and a great pain in my ass, and I'm not having that.
Exactly.
So yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah. Just do that in math class.
Yeah,
or whatever.
do it in another. Here, there's a teacher here. Go to her class. Yeah, no, but that was the best thing she could ever done.
So what did you go to college for? Did you be an engineer? You said, or
No,
or-
I
or-
had no idea.
Okay.
I was a sports guy. I was into sports, so I thought maybe they just started the recreation major because there was a
Okay.
PE major.
Yeah.
And the PE major was hard because you had to learn anatomy and physiology and all that tough stuff, and which is, I mean, it's not bad. It's good to know. But then here comes the recreation major. So I said, oh, here's a free ticket,
Yeah.
to get through, and I have a recreation degree. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're using it well.
Yeah, my mom used to tease me about that. She's like, "Yeah, you're kind of using your major." Yeah, yeah.
So what's the future? Still the same? You got.
I tell you what, we do photo booths now. I've been doing photo booths now.
Okay.
And those we started doing those at weddings. Everybody's, hey, you got a photo booth? Got a photo booth? No. So I invested in them. I now have like 3 of those. The new thing for me, have you seen the silent disco parties where everybody wears headphones?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, man, it's off the chain. I was playing the Florida Association of Realtors is one of my clients since the 90s, and they hired one. And the company said, hey, will you DJ it? We're gonna pass out. Here's the problem, though. They had a concert. They had Sister Hazel. So after Sister Hazel, I come on, and I tell them, hey, we're going to go silent in 30 minutes. And come on over and get a headset. Well, they thought everybody was going to leave after Sister Hazel.
No.
600 people stayed. 800 people stayed.
Wow.
So 200 of them got headsets. They'd only ordered 200 headsets. Yeah, it wasn't me. It was another company. Of course, now I look like the bad guy, but it was funny. So 200 of them get their headsets, and I'd never done this before in my life. They gave them 2 channels. You can change the channel just pushing a button on the headset. So one channel was me live. The other channel was Latin music because they had a whole Miami, a whole lot of Latin people in the Florida Association of Realtors. So if they were on the red channel, I could see they were listening to me. If they were on the green channel, I could see they were doing the Latin music. So first thing I thought was, oh, wow, I'm going to do everything you can sing to. So I opened with
there you go.
Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
And because I knew that they would dance. And, the room is dead quiet. You hear, woo, woo. It's so funny. So I'm like, oh, this is great. So I'm playing Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
I'm playing Sweet Caroline. I'm playing Don't Stop Believing. Anything you could sing to, and they were screaming it. They're in this huge ballroom screaming these songs. And I thought, this is genius. So I invested in it. I have over 300 of the headsets myself now.
Yeah.
So I did one in the Villages, and we got one coming up in February. Another one coming up in February. So we did it in the Everglades Rec Center.
Okay.
So you got 200 people in there with these headsets. It was hilarious.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I gave them 3 channels. I
Yeah.
gave them my live channel, and they wanted a 70s disco channel, and then I gave them an oldies channel. So I could watch, red, green, blue. There were 3 channels on that one. I can do up to 3 channels.
So everybody's on the dance floor at the same time.
At the same time. There'd be somebody with a green headset dancing with somebody with a blue headset. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Craziest thing I'd ever seen.
That is.
And they could make requests, too. They could still come up and make a request. Hey, can you play this song? And I could still put it on the red. I'll say, hey, it's going to be on the red channel in 2 songs.
So do they wear them like the whole hour or 2 or whatever the show is?
Yeah, usually you do like 2 hours. Like they come in and you tell them, hey, we're going to go silent, in 30 minutes or whatever. So they can learn the headsets, and I teach them, you can toggle up the volume, toggle down the volume, change the channel. And I tell them you can't leave the room. If you leave the room, give it to the girl outside, and then she'll give it back to you when you come back. But some of the people actually left the room. Some lady was saying she was out in the parking lot. I'm like, you're out in the parking lot. My wife must have been in a bathroom when you were in the parking lot. So anyway, they said they could still hear everything clear as day out in the parking lot. It was crazy. So really cool, really a neat concept.
Now, when you do that, like in the rec center, is that for a club or something that hires you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a club that hired us. Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. And now they've done it again. The same club's doing it again in February, and we're going to do one at the American Legion in the hall. We're going to do one there. So.
Jeez, if you could figure out a way where people could buy their own headset, you could do that on the square.
I know.
Yeah. How expensive
See,
are they?
Well, mine are specially made to go with my transmitters.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
So mine are like $27 a piece. I mean,
Yeah.
they're expensive. You know, it's an investment. But yeah, and that's why we can't do it on the
Yeah.
square. You would have to really enclose it,
Right.
and police it so people couldn't stuff it in their bag and walk. Which is so silly because it won't work.
Yeah.
The headsets won't work. They'll only work on my system.
Yeah.
So
It'd
if
be
you
like-
ever go to a silent disco, don't steal the headphones.
Don't steal the headphone.
Yeah,
They
you
won't
can't
work when
use
you
them.
get home.
Yeah, they won't work.
So you do a lot of corporate events.
Yeah,
Right.
corporate events. Yeah,
And different format, all the same kind of format, or just
completely. This is
Okay.
the only place I do line dancing,
okay.
unless they ask.
Yeah.
You know, if they ask. There's like Cupid finally has a new song, the Cupid Shuffle, and then now he's got one called Flex. So if I'm doing a corporate event, they might ask for that. You know, very rarely, but any more line. Usually it's just dancing.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll get them doing my audience participation dances if they need something. That's a feel. You know, you can feel that this crowd is ready to blow and they need something. You know,
Yeah.
you know, or they're starting to fade and they need something to come back. Yeah, I've done some tricks lately. Somebody, there's a group called the Best Buddies in the Villages. You ever seen these guys?
I
They're
have not.
special needs.
Okay.
And you'll see them. They're always up front watching the bands, and they come to my show and they're awesome. First, I do their Christmas party, and I think I got more out of it than they did. They don't want to hug you. They're just great people. So somebody at their party came up with these little foam snowballs. These little like cotton. They're like big cotton balls.
Okay.
And they're snowball, and they bring them out and they have a snowball fight. And they're literally throwing them. And remember when you were a kid? Were you from up north?
I was from Michigan.
Yeah. And you threw one up high and then you beamed them.
Yeah.
We're doing that kind of stuff. It was so funny. These snowballs are flying all over this rec center in Florida. So I've been doing that. So now I have a whole bin of snowballs. And if a party needs it, man, I go, all right, let's go.
Time for a snowball.
Time for a
fight.
snowball fight.
We need-
The Wisconsin Club here. Oh, there's a club called Wisconsin Way. They had the best snowball fight I'd ever seen. I couldn't get them back. These guys were just drilling each other.
Yeah. Well, they were
So
all
fun.
they were all good at it from
Yeah.
growing up that way. Yeah.
I'm like, your arm is going to be killing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
They were just beating. It was so funny. Stuff like that. Yeah. And when you do weddings, weddings are completely different. It's all about the bride and groom.
Yeah.
You're kind of the sideshow. I might have like glow sticks. You'll bring out glow stick, like do a glow stick dance, and they're all doing a conga line or just dancing with glow sticks. There's different, like our ELP nights here, the electric light,
Yes. I
not
know what you're talking
ELP,
about.
electric light,
I know what you're talking about.
EL something, electric
When
light.
they light everything up. They, the
Yeah,
sticks and
yeah. Blonde Ambition usually does
yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah. And they throw out these glow things, and everybody wears glow things. And we do our photo booth at that, and we do a kind of a glowy.
And your photo booth, is that where
Frame.
people take and put on some of your props, or what do they do? in
They
the photo
can,
booth?
yeah,
They
yeah.
can,
We
okay.
have signs and props, and yeah. And it's funny because in the villages, it's become a regular deal. We do it all the tree lightings. We do usually the special events. Thank you to the villages for booking us on those. And people will come back and they'll say, we got our whole refrigerator lined with every event. It's so funny. So
What prop out of all those props do you always use at least once in the village on a night, or is it all of them?
oh, this one. Where is it? Oh, it's on the bottom. Oh, it's in here. It's coming.
And folks, I know some of you can't see that unless Tom's got the camera. This guy has got a huge amount of. There you go, the YMCA. Yeah.
Every show. I go through a whole bunch of these. Every show. Yeah. This thing right here. It's as clean as bowling shoes.
Yeah.
Very clean. Very clean. Yeah.
Yes.
Very clean. Clean as bowling shoes.
That have been rented out about for 2
yeah,
years.
Years and years. Yeah. Clean as bowling shoes.
Have you ever had anybody show up with some of the same props that you have, wearing them in the audience?
Yes. Well, my wife kind of realized a long time ago that I was a brand. She's like,
Yeah.
you're a brand. And people were asking about we have a burger hat, which I don't think I have in there. It's a big hamburger. And so she started selling them. We would buy them, wholesale. We'd buy boxes of them, and we would sell those. And pizza hats. I have the pizza dance
Yeah.
I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have pizza hats that people were wearing. And so, they're and then the shirts.
The
yeah,
shirts.
Yeah, the shirts. Yeah, that became huge. You see a party crew shirt. So it was kind of neat.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like I said. This is your bag of tricks, but I've seen you pull lots of that stuff out. And
Yeah.
again, villagers who are watching this know all about it. People who are not in the villages, if you haven't seen Scooter the DJ, man, it's just it's a great thing. You got clips on your website and stuff where people can kind of see some of that for people who aren't.
They're on
villagers?
YouTube.
On YouTube.
of all
That's
things.
okay. Yeah.
They're on YouTube. They're not on my YouTube channel. I have a Scooter the DJ. I need to get them and share them to my YouTube channel. But there are villagers that have been taking them and posting them. So if you just search Scooter the DJ, the villages, or something like that, yeah, it's crazy. And you can learn some of the dances.
Yep. How many times are you doing the villages now a month?
Three
Three
I
times.
get one square a month, and then so I'll miss a square. So every other month I'll be back at that other.
Do you have
So
people that you see at every show?
every show.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool.
Usually, I'm sure a lot of the line dancers come as groups.
Yeah,
You see them.
they'll
and then,
come, and then you'll get people like once a year, the seasonal type people that'll come back. Like now, where snowbirds are starting to come back.
Well, and then during the break, people bring their grandkids down here, and I
Grandkid,
guarantee
yeah.
you that hey, let's go back and see Scooter this year.
Yeah, and they're like, "Remember me?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"You look just like that other kid." Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
And then in the summertime, does it taper off a little bit or not?
It does a little, but we get more kids because
Yeah.
the kids are out of school. So
Yeah.
you'll get kids on the square. Yeah, and you're doing more of the kid stuff.
Is
so.
if there was anything that you could take in, imagine that you haven't done yet and want to do it, what is that?
Wow, that's a great question.
I mean, have you got anything that's always been, I've always wanted to do that, but I just haven't had the opportunity or.
Wow. I've done
I-
I've done it
I've
all.
done it all,
yeah. Seems like I've done it all. Man. I don't think so. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow and I'd be like, "Thank you."
How many more?
It's been a great ride.
How many more years are you going to continue to do
You know,
this? As
people
long as you
always
can?
I get that question the most. People, when are you going to retire? Don't you have to work before you retire? I don't think I'm going to retire. When the emails stop coming for the requests,
Yeah.
I am so blessed. I don't just play the villages, I'll play even retirement communities. I play Hawthorne down on down 27 down south of Leesburg. I'll play other communities and I'll go everywhere. So, it's crazy. We have a bat mitzvah for a kid in Chattanooga, Tennessee coming up. We've done weddings in Buffalo, New York.
So you get out of ways. then.
Everywhere. People from the villages.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a couple here. They live in Indiana, right near the Cummins plant, where John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't name the town. But
Columbus? I can't remember.
Fort
in
Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Yeah, right
in
yeah.
between Indianapolis and Fort Wayne. Probably.
Yeah, on the southern half, and they lived on a lake up there, and hey, we're having a anniversary party. Will you come up and DJ? And I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Hence the RV.
Hence the RV. Yeah. We take the RV and pack the gear underneath, and yeah, it's crazy.
So you've been fortunate enough to. This isn't going to be the right term, but I'm going to say it. You haven't had a real job in a long time. This is a real job, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's like from that moment when they offered me that management, back in the early 80s, and really that wasn't bad money. $350 a week wasn't bad money back then, but I just, the light bulb went off. Dude, you can make that in one day and more.
Yeah.
And my friends were like, "Oh, you can't do this full time though." I'm like, "Watch me. All I got to do is get 1 gig a week."
Yeah.
And there's always a party on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. So, and then once I got in the corporate market with Disney, then the companies would say, "Hey, you did our party at Disney. Will you come to Phoenix? Will you come to San Antonio? Will you come South Florida? And it exploded. So,
Do you ever have like younger people wanting to get into this business, coming and recruiting information from you and trying to? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and I started a guy. I started a couple people. Yeah, I started a couple people because I always think you should pay it forward. I've always helped people out. I've given them old mixers. I've given them old equipment. I never had equipment. I had to buy it. So I would help people out, and Nowadays, you can give them a whole hard drive of music. You know, a lot of guys will stream their music with Wi-Fi, but I don't trust that. You know,
Yeah, because if you have a Wi-Fi issue, you're
Exactly.
standing there looking like an idiot.
yeah, and your song is going,
Yeah.
you know, or something, or if it doesn't cut out, you
Yeah.
know. And you can't do that on a first dance of a wedding or something. You know, you got to have you got to own the song. So I don't know.
And
It's
you've got that down where you can change just like
computers.
yeah.
The software now is insane. You know, you can do the mixing beat to beat. You know, you can do it. We have a DJ now in the Villages that does beat mixing. I do that at other places.
Yeah.
I learned how to do that. I worked in the nightclubs back in the day. So the computers are insane. You could say, hey, Scooter, play old time rock and roll. All I have to do is type in OLD space T. It comes up, you know, zoom, boom, and I load it in. I just touch it, drag it in, boom. You know, it's so fast now. A song can be fading out and I can have the next one. I can change what I was going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, the technology.
Yeah, it's certainly made stuff like that extremely easier than it used to be.
And it's easier to be an entertainer.
Yeah, yeah, right. You can
Yeah.
spend more time in that audience participation and engagement.
Right. And on my software, I have I can save my shows. So I have about 5 Villages shows.
Okay.
That are saved. I have when I used to play the Hard Rock Hotel in Universal. I was there for 12 years, and I had 4 Hard Rock shows. I have, you know, wherever you're going, I have corporate the realtors. I have realtor shows still saved in my computer. So you know, you just save them. There's a company in South Florida I work for, saved shows.
So do you have anybody on stage with you that helps that stuff, or you just do it by yourself?
All me.
Yeah.
All me. It's all crazy. All me. Yeah.
Well, that takes you got a ton of energy. If you haven't seen Scooter, you have to. Like I said, if you don't have the ability to see him live, you got to go check him out on YouTube, because the guy he's all over the place. You are all over the stage and
I appreciate that. Yeah.
and highly engaged.
And you know, that's the hardest part. You got to be up every time.
Yeah.
You know, I heard somebody interviewing Michael Jordan once, and they said he's got to hit 40 points every night, 30 points, whatever it was. And I thought, wow, you got to do that too, because you never know who's down from Philadelphia who just cured cancer. You don't know whose kid is autistic. You know, you don't know who said, oh, you got to come see this guy.
Yeah.
And then they come see me and I mail it in. You know, you can't do that.
Yeah. Upbeat motivation. You're a leader. That's
You got to.
and
You have
right.
to.
And that shows.
Or don't do it.
Right, or don't do it. That's exactly right. If you're not up for the job, then
I've had days where I had to go throw up.
yeah, I could imagine
That's
that.
yeah. And you're just like, oh, and then you come back and wow. That happened to me at a Disney wedding. I was Disney's first fairy tale weddings DJ. Yeah, isn't that funny?
That is.
That's how old I am. Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
you never did any of the DJing stuff in Disney as an employee, just as a
vendor. I was a
vendor.
contracted vendor. Yeah.
That was a huge break.
Yeah.
You were right. That is a huge break.
Because so many people come in there and they see you. Yeah, I'll play like when I went over played Universal a few times. I'd have clients that go, "Oh my God, I remember you over at the other place. You know, I remember you at the D Word." So, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it's like our producer Tom. He's like, "Oh, I remember him
Yeah.
from way back when."
Yeah.
Is there any up and coming DJs that you see at all that kind of you're like, "Hey, this guy's got it. This guy's,"
You know,
or don't you
that's
see
one
them?
of that's one of my things. I'm like, where are they? Where are you guys, man? We need some young guys that are ready to go, man. I had a friend of mine was a lead singer for Frankie and the West End Boys.
Okay.
He was Frankie. He became a DJ. Their Pleasure Island, you know, kind of disbanded or whatever, and he became a DJ. And he came up to me one day. He goes, "You know what? I have more respect for you now than ever." I'm like, "What are you talking about, Frankie? Come on." You know, I'm like, "It's Scooter." And he goes, "No." He goes, "When I'm with my band, I can sing a couple songs, and then so the bass player will sing, and somebody else will sing, a girl will sing, you know. And then, but when I'm a DJ, dude, you're on the island.
Yeah.
You're the only guy out there.
You are it.
You're it.
Yeah.
And he said, I have more respect for I started laughing. I was like, oh my God. I never really thought of it that way, but
Yeah, you can't. You don't
kinda
have.
cool.
You can't stall it out. You can't stand there and stare for a minute or two. You got to just keep it rolling because they're going to be staring back at
crazy.
you.
yeah, you can't go get your props and stuff and kill the show. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to keep going.
We were going to put them all in the chair, but it just about took a
Yeah,
forklift
yes,
to bring
yeah.
them in there.
Yeah, we need more.
It is amazing. Kids would love to play
And
that
I
thing.
actually have more stuff in there. Like I'll do a thing. I did a thing the other night. I had an 80th birthday party. How much time we got? We okay?
Yeah,
At 80th birthday party, and so I played. I got the women up. I got 4 women up, and I had 4 air guitars. Those air guitars.
Oh yeah.
They start playing. It was a Beatles song. I saw her standing there. Woo! I'll never dance with another. Woo! And they're playing, and they're just going, right? So I go, oh, and they go to give me the guitars back at the end of the song. I go, oh, no. You got to go find 4 men to take your place. So I play like Green Onions or something like instrumental, and they're going down there. And I tell them, I say, men, you can't say no. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
They can say no all they want.
Right.
But for some reason, they take the guitar. Oh, I can't say no. And they get up and they do it.
Yeah.
And I'll play like Born to Be Wild or something. And so the guys are about to start, and I go, no, something's missing. And I got some wigs. I got some of the 80 big hair wigs, Yeah, you got it natural. So I'll throw those on them. I go, guys, they're going to take pictures of you, so we got to cover this up. But nobody can know who you are. So it's hilarious, and they're throwing the hair, man, and they're going, born to be wild. It is so funny, and I'm just like, these guys are like in their 80s. This lady just turned 80, and they're doing this stuff.
But that's
crazy.
That's the greatest thing about the Villages, though. I swear, people add years to their lives being here.
I agree. Yeah.
Because there's just so much to do, and it's like you want to keep moving.
I've gotten my butt kicked on the golf course by more 86-year-olds than I can count.
Yeah.
They're so good. And what's that old saying, like 50's the new 30? Oh, my God. Like 80 is, what's 80 then? Because 80, these guys are amazing.
80's the new 50.
They're jamming. They're having a great time dancing. I just had this, it was a Saturday night. What's today? Yeah, I just had this party, and these guys were insane. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see down here. It's so cool.
Scooter, man,
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thank you,
It was
Tom.
awesome
Thank you.
having you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is, folks. If you haven't seen Scooter and you got an opportunity to see him live, you got to. And if you can't see him live, you got to find him on YouTube. This guy's it. So
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
I'd appreciate it. That's a wrap.